ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानं जडाशराकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे. Would you please tell them to make less noise in the kitchen? They're quite loud. Haribol, dear devotees. It's quite an honor to be with you all today. So before we start this small but sweet and special glorification of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, I would like to express a few words on what we spoke yesterday about Gopakumar and the importance of Radharani and of the Guru in our life. It's actually it's the ultimate key to our complete success in this life. So we were saying yesterday that Gopakumar, Radharani, she was in a kunj, and she personally asked him to come. So one of our manjaris, she went to pick up Sarupa, his name, in Vrindavan. He's the cousin of Sridham Saka, so cousin of Srimati Radharani. So that's why they're family. So she's inviting him to go save Janu Sharma, his name. So yeah, Srimati Radharani. It's interesting. He's a Saka, but it's Srimati Radharani who sends him. Why? It shouldn't be Balaram. Why is it that Srimati Radharani herself, she's sending one Saka to this material world? That's interesting. Why do you think? We thought it should be Balaram because actually there's a line also from Balaram. He's Guru also, he's Guru Tata. But why is it coming from Radharani? That's very beautiful. It's because Radharani is the origin of mercy and compassion, and that's why she is sending Sarupa also to take care of her dear devotee. And it was her devotee. He was in Govardhan, or he was in Vrindavan. I don't know if it was exactly in Govardhan, but yes, Srimati Radharani, she was compassionate toward him, and she sent her beloved associate, Sarupa. It is the same for Srila Prabhupada also. We should never think that Srila Prabhupada's empowerment, his mercy, his compassion towards us, and his love is separate from Srimati Radharani. Because we explained the other day that Srimati Radharani, she is the origin of all the Guru Parampara. Because she she is Bhakti personified, Bhakti Vladini Shakti. She is the Svarupa Shakti of Krishna. So naturally, she is the one who empowers our eternal associates to liberate the living entities in this world. So, and when we meditate on Srila Prabhupada, when we meditate on our Guru or our Guru Parampara, we should always have that in mind, actually. That's why Prabhupada, in his lecture on Radhastami in London on September 5th, 1973, he proves that point. He reveals that point to us, how important it is to take shelter of Srimati Radharani and to beg for her mercy. But at the same time, it's never disconnected from Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual master, because they are receiving the mercy of Srimati Radharani in order to give us the empowerment by which we can go beyond this material illusion and attain perfection. But I wanted also to speak about the importance of the spiritual master in our life, but also more specifically about Shiksha Guru. We hear from our acharyas that the Shiksha Guru has the prominent position in our life. Why?
Constant instructions and guidance from him.
Because we receive constant instructions and guidance from
He's
him.
also in the same Guru Parampara.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Something else?
And he's a representative of Srimati Radharani too.
Sorry?
He's also representative of Srimati Radharani.
Yes, I mean, ultimately everything comes from Srimati Radharani, definitely. But why Shiksha Guru is important is because we need a spiritual guardian, and that is something that is really important, even for a guru. Even a guru, even a Diksha Guru should have a spiritual guardian. And we can see in the history of the Sankirtan movement that sometimes, or many times, some gurus didn't have a guardian, a Shiksha Guru to guide their heart, so that they will not commit mistakes on their path. We have seen that many times. That's why even for gurus, actually, what happens in Vrindavan, we always have to, because Vrindavan is the source of everything. So we can understand everything if we look at Vrindavan. So what is happening with the Brajvasis? How are they serving Radha and Krishna? How do they receive their empowerment, their feelings, no? Their inspiration, their abilities, their expertise in serving Radha and Krishna? This is an important point, actually, because it will show us how important it is to take shelter of Guru. So what do you think is the reason? How are they able to do so much for Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan? It's very important. Wanted to say something?
I never feel like their service is enough, so they always have a deeper and deeper capacity to serve.
Yes, because they feel humbled and they don't feel it. In their humility, they receive empowerment to serve, definitely. But the most important thing is that they are under the shelter of the Brajvasis, of Radha and Krishna and their associates. That's how they are empowered to do. For example, it's like, basically it's about control. And it's a word that is kind of difficult for us. Let us think about it for a sec. Control. Ooh. We want to, like we said, we want to control, but we don't want to be controlled. Isn't it right? We don't want to be controlled. But in Braj, everyone is controlled by what? By love. Yes, controlled by love. So, yes, basically, what I'll tell you is very significant, very relevant to what we'll speak about. So, in Vrindavan, everyone is controlled because there's something higher than us that is surpassing us. No? We're small, but we're surpassed by so much qualities. For example, like not only Radha, Krishna, and Madhya Yashoda, but all their associates or their direct expansions. I mean, Lalita Sakhi, Rupa Manjari, but also Sridham, Radharani's brother, Subal, Raktaraka, Paktaraka, the intimate servants of Krishna, Danishta, no, Tulsi Manjari. Tulsi and Danishta, they're working together. Tulsi is also another name for Rati Manjari. So they're together, in bringing special prasadam to Krishna and the Sakas. So there's the associates there. I mean, everyone is so perfect, so full of love, so full of qualities, of beauty, of sweetness, that in that association, we're completely possessed, We're completely like, what's the word?
Absorb.
Absorbed. We become recipients of perfection. Understand? Receptacle of so much love, of so much perfection, of so many like unlimited feelings that we become completely controlled and like transported by this, carried by this, and empowered. And through this, they're able to do perfect things, for Radha and Krishna. It's because of that, because of the empowerment we receive from a very deep and strong heart-to-heart connection with the Brajbasis. Well, it's exactly the same thing here with our gurus. Exactly the same. The same principle is there. And this is something, I'm serious, if we understand that point, we will make a lot of quick spiritual advancement in our life. Why?
Because we have to take shelter of the Brajbasis.
Because we have to take shelter of the Brajbasis, but there's a reason why. What is the reason that can make us make so much quick spiritual advancement, although we may not feel qualified?
Krishna belongs to us.
Sorry?
Understanding that Krishna belongs to us.
Yes, Krishna belongs to us. But there's one specific thing I wanted to hear from you. So basically, it is by taking shelter and by feeling dependent. And also, we're going back to that point, giving our heart to our Guru. Yes. Feeling that we cannot live. We've all experienced that before. I cannot live without you. We felt that towards our friends and family and lovers. It's like, I cannot live without you. You're my life and soul. I mean, you're a part of me. So this is how we can progress very rapidly in devotion, towards pure devotion, is by really feeling like having a feeling of deep dependence on the Vaishnava. And this is how, because in this world, there's a complexity, there's a problem. What is the problem for us in this world?
There's so many.
There's one main problem. There's a Sanskrit word for that. We spoke about that previously. It starts with P and it's ends with A. Pu, Ru, Sha, Bhav. Purusha Bhav. It's true. It's quite a complication for us. Maharaj, he spoke so much about simplicity lately. Yeah? And simplicity helps us to be dependent, to take shelter, to give our heart, to open our heart, to receive the mercy of Guru. It's very important. So Purusha Bhav, we want to control. We can't help it. We've been habituated to do it for millions of lifetimes, and it feels so good to control, isn't it? It feels so good, to be the boss. It's like nothing moves without my sanction, isn't it? Nothing, absolutely nothing.
You belong to me. This is mine.
Yes. So, this is a problem. We spoke about the psychology of Brajbasis. We have to understand the mood, the mentality. That's how we will change our life. We will transform ourselves completely when we accept the mentality and the psychology of the Brajbasis. That's why Krishna Lila is so much important in our life. Because it's just a perfect model for us. We all have a model in life. Well, the Brajbasis are the best models for us because they're full of love in Krishna, full of feeling of Sharanagati, surrender. And they're completely controlled. And also they control Krishna. It's not one way. No? One way or the highway. It's not one way. It's two ways. It's love. Love means both. It means a relationship between two people. Like people were like, consenting, to have that deep reciprocation. So, yes, the secret is there, We don't want to be controlled. We don't want to be controlled by a guru, isn't it? Ooh. Do you want your guru to control you? Oh, yeah. This is a tough call.
It's a tough one.
Do you want do you want the guru to take control of your life? Ooh, isn't it? Do you want your guru to take your heart? So just like Prabhupada said, do you want your guru to make you like a puppet? But when I say that, it's not negative at all. It's the most beautiful thing, because in Braj, it is so good to be controlled by love. Why is it so good to be controlled by love?
Because we also get the same love back.
Sorry?
When you're controlled by love, we also get the love.
Exactly. It's control is the most beautiful thing that can ever be to happen to us. You know? But I'm speaking about transcendental control. It's not the control of this world, the control that we are habituated to express, no? This Purusha Bhav. So, yes, there's real beauty in the mood of the Brajbasis. That's why we have to follow in the footsteps. What are the gurus doing? They're following in the footsteps of the Brajbasis. What is Srila Prabhupada doing? He's following in the footsteps of Radha and Krishna. That's how he's so special. No? Because he's following perfectly in the footsteps of Radha and Krishna and the Brajbasis, because he is a Brajbasi himself. So, yes, it is something that is complicated for us. We accept, for example, we accept to be controlled, but not too much. Like, okay, Gurudev, you can control my life, but 10%, okay, not more. I give you 10% space, okay? So then, if you give 10% of control, then how much can the Guru do for you? Understand? How much can he do? How much can he transform your heart? For example, there's a story with Bhakti Rakshaka Shudadev Goswami Maharaj, very close friend, associate of Srila Prabhupada. They were very dear friends. Prabhupada, Shudadev Maharaj, he stayed 3 years with Prabhupada in his home. They were very close friends. Bhakti Rakshaka Shudadev Goswami Maharaj, one of his disciples, he came to him once. You know what he told him? He said, Gurudev, please don't chastise me anymore. I don't want to be chastised by you anymore. He said, okay, I will never chastise you again. Never. No? So, and this is very sad. That meant that, Gurudev, please don't be merciful towards me anymore. I don't need your help anymore. No? So, yeah, this is very sad. And sometimes we feel that it's like, you can help me, you know, you can be my shelter, but it's like, not 100%, just a little bit. Because I'm still in control, you know, and I have given up in my Purusha Bhav. So, but although I'm a devotee, I'm your disciple, I'm letting some space. Okay, you can take some of that space here. But we don't give the full space. And actually, let's be honest with ourselves, that is the only reason why we don't progress so much. Why we don't have so much taste in the holy name, because we surrender 10% or 30% or 50. And then we're wondering, why is it that I don't have taste in Krishna consciousness? Why don't I see Krishna's smiling face? Why is it that I cannot feel my Guru's presence in my heart, you know? So this is because of that. But if we actually, we deeply have to meditate and hear about the Brajbasis. The more we hear about the perfection of love, the perfection of control, of loving control, then it is difficult to reciprocate with that love, to open our heart to that love. So that's why we have to keep hearing. It's so important. And we'll speak more. That's why we spoke about Gopal Kumar yesterday. What brought him to all of this? How was he, you know, like, what made Gopal Kumar to do all of this, to finally go towards Krishna? What is the reason? Why Gopal Kumar? He's been through a lot. Think about that for a second. He's been through a lot. He's been through so much. He became Brahma, he became Indra, he became the king of Jagannath Puri, he went to Vaikuntha Loka, he spent some time with Durga Devi in her abode just before leaving the material world. He wanted to merge with Brahman. So what is it? Gopal Kumar. Sorry?
Guru.
Guru, yes, exactly. And also,
Good.
Mathuranath was reminding me yesterday, after the story of Gopal Kumar, actually, what made Gopal Kumar attain also Goloka was the mantra that he received from his Guru, the Gopal mantra. When he was chanting this mantra, Krishna was appearing in his heart. And also the mantra was fulfilling all of his desires. At some point he had a desire also to go to Jagannath Puri. The mantra brought him to Jagannath Puri. So we can see the mantra is a wish fulfilling tree actually. And mantra is also guru. So, and it's something that we have difficulty to understand the principle of guru. Guru is one, but it expresses itself in different ways. Guru is not just Diksha Guru, not just Shiksha Guru, but Guru is one. Guru is Krishna. And Krishna, he empowers a living Guru, or either he empowers us in the heart, or he empowers a living Guru to be his representative and to guide us. It's the same principle with Shiksha Guru also. But Shiksha Guru is important, but we need someone who can help us to develop the mood of the Brajbasis. It's very important. Yes, very important. Because it is the best way by which we can attract Krishna. It's the best mood. It's the original mood. Braj is the original culture. It's the original psychology. No? It's the best mood ever, because it's the mood of the Brajbasis, the dearmost associates of Radha and Krishna. We have a lot to learn from the Brajbasis. So much we have to learn. And that's how we can actually really transform in the best way in our life, is by following in their footsteps. And this is it's beautiful because we have so many examples. I mean, that's true. In the whole Bhagavatam is full of these examples of these Vaishnavas, whom by their mood of service, of pure service and pure devotion, has inspired us, to follow in their footsteps. But in Braj there's something special, because if we want to attract Krishna, then we have to attract him with sweetness. And what better than the sweet mood of the Brajbasis? So that's why you see, I really promise you, it's my personal experience, if you absorb yourself in Braj Lila, then most definitely the mood will color your heart. Because it is just so pure, so beautiful, so attractive, that you cannot stay indifferent to the sweet, loving mood of the Brajbasis. It is impossible. When I read the story of Gopal Kumar, it impacted me so much that, so much that actually I realized that Vrindavan is our everything. Yes. And the more we hear also, it's very special because, we're all looking for love. We're searching for love. And when we hear about these loving dealings between Radha, Krishna, and their associate, it is just so sweet, so deep, so perfect, that we become attracted to this. And we want to develop that love too. We want to taste that love. We want to experience it in our heart. We want to become a Brajbasi. And then everything changes. Why? Because Krishna reciprocates with our desires. So if we have a desire to become a Brajbasi, if we desire to love Radha and Krishna, how do you think they will react to that? Do you think they will be touched by this? Huh? For them it's the most touching thing. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavanyaschasmi tadvataha. Very important verse. Only, Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, only by devotion can I be known. Only by love. If we want to know Krishna, we have to develop love for him. And if we want to develop love, we have to meditate on the love of the Brajbasis. And this is, so we go back to the Shiksha Guru. That's why when we are guided in devotional service, we need a spiritual guardian that will take care of our heart, that will infuse loving feelings in our heart. That's why it is important. If we're looking for love, if we want to love Radha and Krishna, if we want to become an eternal resident of Vrindavan, then we have to connect with the Vaishnav who has that love in his heart for Radha and Krishna. It's very important. Prabhupada is that Brajbasi, and in our heart, we can connect to him. We can have a deep, loving relationship with him. But if we feel, because it is something that is deep, if we feel we cannot have that personal, substantial relationship with Prabhupada as a guru, also as a Shiksha guru, which is totally possible, then we need someone living that can directly, we can hear from him. And by this hearing, by this guidance in our heart, then he will infuse loving feelings in our heart. Why? Because the Vaishnava, he has two things. What are these two things? Two treasures. Prabhupada says that.
Vaishnava has two treasures.
Yeah, he has two treasures, main treasures in his heart, two jewels. Krishna and love for Krishna. Prabhupada says that. Krishna and love for Krishna. So that's why when we have sadhus that come in our life, because they are in this world right now, special devotees of Srila Prabhupada, who have love, who have true love in their heart for Srila Prabhupada. And we were speaking about Diksha and Shiksha Guru. We all have a Diksha Gurus, but if we feel, it's important to ask ourselves this question. We can have with our Diksha Guru a deep loving relationship in the heart. But if we feel we don't have enough personal guidance in our life to help us develop that love, because love is something personal. And if we feel in our life, we should ask ourselves this question. If we feel in our life that the relationship that we have with our guru or our gurus is not sufficient enough for us to develop love, in the sense that it's not because the Diksha Guru is not qualified, but it's just I don't have enough personal time with my guru that I can really develop, a deep love in my heart. And I don't have that connection with my guru that I can just do that internally in an internal relationship with my guru, which is totally possible also. Then I have to find how I can find that association, that living direct association. So when sadhus come in our life, when they are personal with us, when they're accessible to us, when they are present face to face, and when we can hear from them, when we can ask questions to them, when we can personally associate with them, then this is very, very, very precious. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha. I don't know the rest of the verse. I know these three words, which are the most important.
I know the translation, the Lava Mata. It's like moments of association with sadhus.
Yes. Can you please say it? Find it, please. I'd like to have the... So, a moment, just one moment of association with a sadhu can completely transform our life. Completely. This is so important. One moment of association.
You want to hear the verse?
Yes, please.
Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha.
Please come so that I can hear.
Sarva Shastra Koi.
Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha.
Sarva Shastra Koi.
Sarva Shastra Koi. And what is the translation?
That all the Shastras say that even by one moment
All the Shastras say that even by one moment
with a sadhu,
The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that even a moment's association with a pure devotee can attain all the success.
that even one moment, all the Vedic scriptures say that even one moment of association with a sadhu can
Attain all success.
we can attain all success. Why? And this is the key point that we have to put in our heart.
Because they can transform our life.
They can transform our life. This is the power of association. This is my personal experience. Let me tell you, it works. Because the sadhu, Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, the association that we take, it completely transforms our nature. Completely. So if you associate with a devotee who has love in his heart for Prabhupada and Radha and Krishna, who has Vrindavan in his heart, then you will receive that. You will receive love in your heart. You will receive Vrindavan in your heart. You will receive Srila Prabhupada. This is the secret. And it does not depend on our qualification. What is our greatest qualification? Is to accept to be controlled by love. This is our greatest qualification, to accept to be controlled. If we accept that, then even though we feel so small, so minute, full of anarthas, by that acceptance in our heart, Guru can come in the heart and can completely transform our heart. Because what does Guru want? Two things: to give Krishna and to give love for Krishna. Will you remember these two things? Because that's what we have to ask from Guru. Krishna and love for Krishna. This is the greatest gift we can receive from Guru. So yes, if you know, that's why when in our life, when in our life there are these moments where we can associate with sadhus, we should take sincerely that opportunity. It's so important, because otherwise we're passing out a very precious opportunity to receive Krishna and love for Krishna. So we should ask ourselves, when sadhus are present in our life, do we take full advantage of that? I mean, sadhus come. There will be many sadhus who will be coming here, just like Devamadava was saying. Are we taking advantage of that? And when they're there, when we are listening to them, how are we hearing from them? Are we hearing with our heart? Or are we hearing with our mind? With our head, you know? It's like, ugh. We hear, but it's like we're in our box, the box of our head, you know? It's like I hear, but it's pretty tight inside. Not much space to receive love and Krishna, you know? It's like a puzzle inside. It's like, you're speaking, you know, it's very sweet, but at the same time, I'm in my box right now. It's a puzzle. It's like 1,000 pieces now. No, it's more. It's 10,000 pieces inside. And it's not put together, you know. It's like, where am I going? You know, it's like there's one piece there. It's like all spread out. Ah! And because of that, we cannot hear. We cannot take that sadhu sangha really, because I am not kidding. One moment association, one moment. What happened? Think about it. Narada Muni. What happened? Narada Muni.
Transformed by the Vedantas, that is an example too.
Yes. He was completely transformed by association with sadhus. Who were they? Who are these personalities? Do you know who they were, really?
In the previous lesson?
Yeah.
The four Kumaras?
The four Kumaras. They're special, they're pure devotees of the Lord. They go around promoting the glories of the Lord. The four Kumaras came. He took what? Prasadam, remnants of the prasad. And by that, he became Narada Muni. This is the power of association. Actually, we're so complicated, we're so stubborn in our control, that we cannot accept that a moment association with a sadhu can completely transform our life, because we don't want to be transformed. That's it. We don't want to be transformed by love, because we think we have something more important than that. It's like, I'm in control, I'm the boss, I know what's best for me. And because of that, we don't take seriously sadhu sangha. We take it too cheaply, and we don't accept that possibility of transformation. And what is that transformation?
Love for Krishna.
Yes. When you associate with sadhu, what do you think they give? What do you think Prabhupada gives? Huh?
They give you the knowledge. Knowledge is nothing but love for Krishna.
Yes. Because Vedaisha sarvera hameva vidyo. The goal of the Vedas is to know Krishna. So a Vaishnava, he can only give Krishna, because he has Krishna in his heart. Krishna belongs to him. That is his greatest possession. That's the greatest possession of a Vaishnava, Krishna and love for Krishna. So he can only give that. Understand? He can only give that. So that's why, yes, when it comes, oh dear Prabhus and Matajis, when this comes in your life, this is very, very, very precious. So that's why we should ask ourselves first, are we taking full advantage of that sadhu sangha? And do we need a spiritual guardian in our life? It's not, Guru is one, I'm saying again. Guru is not just Diksha Guru, Guru is one. But we have to find a way how we stay connected to that principle of Guru. And sometimes there's a need to receive personal guidance in our life. Because for different reasons, either internally we're not able to connect to our Diksha Guru or Srila Prabhupada, or externally also, because of different circumstances. But we always need a spiritual guardian in our life. Always. Otherwise, how can we on our own, the boss of the, in French we say boss de bécosse. I don't know what to say in English. But it's like the big boss. It's like with that mentality, how can we really progress towards love and Krishna? We have to remember, we've been here for a long time. There's a heavy conditioning. And we cannot expect with that conditioning, that mentality, that Purusha Bhav that we have, we cannot expect that just on our own we can make a lot of progress. I'm not being discouraging in that. No, actually, this is the greatest hope for us. If we let go of that Purusha Bhav and we accept to be controlled, then we can receive love. Then we can have real taste when we are chanting. Then we can really meditate on Srila Prabhupada, on Radha and Krishna, on Vrindavan. And then our life can truly change. Forever and ever and ever and ever. So there's great hope. But that hope doesn't rest on our shoulders. That hope rests in the sadhus. Yes. Because they can completely transform your life. Because they are invested with a special power. Because they can give Krishna and they can give love for Krishna. Prabhupada said in a class, here is Krishna, take him. This is the power of the Vaishnava. Here is Krishna, take him. Only a Brajvasi can speak like that. By saying this, Prabhupada is proving to us that he is a very sweet Brajvasi, very special associate of Radha and Krishna. Here is Krishna, take him. Or I repeat it, but it's like, once, I don't know if it's a disciple, asked Prabhupada, like, what is the meaning of the Mahamantra? He went like this, and, my friend, my friend, my friend. Very meaningful also. So, yes, I mean, there's great, great, great hope for us. For all of us. Don't think that you're not qualified for this. Your greatest qualification is what?
Disqualification.
Yes, yes. So our disqualification is our qualification. Okay, so what is our greatest qualification? I said it earlier. You better remember this one. So what is our greatest qualification? Hey, not much noise there.
Krishna is
It's an epic moment now. Okay, so what is the greatest qualification? There was the sound of the
pressure cooker.
of the pressure cooker, and so what is our greatest qualification?
Krishna is our friend.
Knowing that we don't know and we need a guide.
Yes, there was something specific. Online, anybody remembers? What is our greatest qualification? Is to
be controlled.
Yes, to be controlled, because our greatest problem is what? We want to control.
Yes.
So the greatest solution is to accept to be controlled.
To be controlled.
Yes, exactly. This is the best solution for us. This is the greatest hope. And that's our greatest qualification, is to accept to be controlled by love. Because in the heart of the Vaishnava, there is only love. And the only thing he wants for us is for us to receive Krishna and love for Krishna in our heart. That's why Vaishnava is not into exploitation. He's into giving. It's a difference. He doesn't want anything from you. He wants to give you. That's a difference. He wants to give you. He wants to give you his love. Okay. The cook is coming to me, and he's by his face and a sweet smile. I can see that's almost 9 o'clock. I didn't speak. I'm so sorry about the Lotus Feet of Srimati Radharani. I like to do a little introduction before, but anyway, it's like this is a glorification of Radharani, because the Vaishnavas, they are completely under the shelter of the Lotus Feet of Radharani. And to receive the Lotus Feet of Radharani, we have to accept to be controlled by our associates, by our servants. So that's completely connected to Srimati Radharani. So, oof. But are there any questions or comments before we... we end. Yes.
I mean, if we have time,
Yes.
the point you bring, that movements association with the sadhu is so important, but why we don't have faith in that is that we don't want to be we don't want to be dependent.
Yes. Exactly. We don't want to be dependent.
And for me, I also think like, and I have another thing like, says I don't have faith in that. Sometimes like, I don't think it will change the movements association. Like, how can, because I'm engrossed for the last 30 years in this material world, and then a movement association with sadhu, how can it change actually? I don't think so.
Yes.
Like, how do I get rid of that problem?
Yes, that's a very good question. How to get rid of that lack of faith in that one moment's association with the sadhu? That's a very good question, actually. Let me think. Meditate for a sec. It all comes to control again. Yes. It all comes to control. We cannot have faith because we cannot accept to be controlled. That's the main problem. So, yeah, that's the main thing. There's nothing else, basically. Because we said it's the greatest problem of our existence. That's the problem of our life, control. Purushabhav. No, that's the term, Purushabhav. So but we have to recognize first that problem that we have. It's psychology. Like, first, we're unconscious of a problem. We're unconsciously unqualified, no? Then we become consciously unqualified. Understand? This is our disqualification, no? Our control. So we become conscious by hearing about our problem. We become conscious that we have a problem. And the more we think about it, the more we realize this is the source of all our difficulties and suffering in this world. Actually, this control. Because we cannot accept mercy. We cannot accept to be guided. We cannot accept to be transformed. And because of that, we cannot accept a moment's association to be the best thing in our life. Because we don't trust that being controlled can completely transform us for the best thing. For our best, welfare. And that's why we cannot have faith. Because having faith means losing control. You understand? And we don't want to lose control. If I accept that the sadhu can change my heart, that means I have to accept letting go. And accepting that he can come in my heart and do something for me. And this is something we don't want. So that's why we don't have faith. We have faith in us. That's true. We have faith in our control. More than a moment's association with the pure devotee of the Lord. And because of that, we close our heart. We close our heart to mercy. And by that, mercy, I mean we close our heart to Krishna and love for Krishna. And it cannot enter the heart. What enters the heart instead?
Ego, greed, demands, ownership, Purushabhava.
Yes, what does the Purushabhav bring? We like control, but what does it bring in our heart? Envy, jealousy, anger, lust, madness, illusion, attachment. So it's what it brings. And that's why it's like, yeah, it's hard. So, but actually there's hope. I mean, we're the soul. And the soul is meant to be controlled by love. The soul is Tatastha. Tatastha Shakti is an assistant. And being an assistant means being controlled. That's how you assist in Braj. You are so much controlled by that love that you become completely empowered to do amazing things. You become perfect in what you do. And you can receive so much from that, from being controlled, because you receive perfection in its utmost degree. Yes. Does that answer your question? Anything else online? Or in the kitchen?
Yes.
Yes.
I
There's
want
a-
to quote this verse from
Oh, please.
This is a verse from Sankalpa Prakasha Sutra by Raghunath Goswami.
Okay, please
And
share
it's
the
a-
nectar. We can't wait.
It connects the points, 2 points you're speaking about. When you were speaking about Radharani's lotus feet,
Yes.
and then you started glorifying the devotees.
Beautiful.
it's-
You found something?
Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful.
So he says, how can a person become immersed in the ocean of ecstatic mellows of Sham? How can a person become immersed in the ocean of ecstatic mellows of Sham if he has never worshipped the dust of Sri Radha's lotus feet? If he has never taken shelter of her pastime place, Sri Vrindavan, which is marked with the impression of her lotus feet, and if he has never served the devotees whose hearts are already submerged in her profound sentiments, it will never be possible.
Beautiful. Wow. This is the best conclusion ever. Can you share that in the WhatsApp group, please?
Sure.
I like to keep that verse also for me.
Sure.
It's very beautiful. Thank you so much. This says everything. So there was a question by Santushta Brajanath. No? I saw your hand there on the Zoom. Do you have a question? I can't hear you.
1 second. Let me
Okay.
increase the volume.
You'll increase the volume. Yeah, please.
Now.
Haripal. Just 1 sec. There's so much noise in the kitchen. I cannot hear. Sorry. Please continue. Please continue. So basically, you were speaking about to get the taste in chanting the holy name by taking shelter of the Guru, and then by that deep connection, we can receive the taste by which we can develop a deeper taste for the holy name. Is that it? Yes. Okay. Yes.
His point is like, Shiksha Guru, sometimes if he is not qualified to give the
Ah,
deeper
okay.
taste actually.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes. So basically, I would say the situation is different for every devotee. It depends the connection we have with our Diksha Guru, and there are different situations that are there. But I would say, most important, whether it is with our Diksha, whether we take Shiksha from our Diksha, whether we take Shiksha from another Guru or another Vaishnava, most important, we have to find in our life, the principle is Guru is one. And we have to find how we can connect to Guru in the way that we can develop more taste, that we can develop love. That's the thing, So what association can we get with our Guru or our different Gurus that will help us to get that taste? And for that, we have to associate with devotees who have taste for the holy name, with Gurus or Vaishnavas that have taste for chanting, that have love for Krishna, that have a connection with Srila Prabhupada. And by that association, that colors your heart, you receive. Because association means the sadhu, he wants to give you his heart. But for that, we have to accept to be controlled. The more you accept to be controlled by the sadhu, by the Vaishnavas, the more you receive their heart. And in their heart is Radha and Krishna. So that's why it's all connected. But we have to find in our life, it's different for every devotee, I would say. Guru is one, but how can I connect to that Guru aspect, whether it is with my Diksha, or getting more Shiksha from my Diksha, or connecting to another Vaishnava that could help me personally to deeper more my connection with the holy name and with Srila Prabhupada. But how can I put myself in a situation when I can receive deeper association? Where my heart is receptive to that association. My heart is open so that I can receive the treasures of their heart. That I receive their taste for the holy name. That I receive their service attitude, their love for Srila Prabhupada. And by this, then we can really change our life. Does that answer your question? Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes, exactly. We have to put ourselves in a situation where we can be controlled. Yes. Yes. Mm. 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 Yes. Mm. Yes. Mm. Yes. That's a very good question, actually. Well, first, it all starts with hearing. Hearing is very powerful. We have to hear about the symptoms of control in our life, how it is detrimental to our spiritual advancement and blossoming. So the more we hear about the different symptoms of that control, how it is the source of all our problems, the source of all our suffering, and disconnection from the Vaishnavas and Radha and Krishna, and Srila Prabhupada and Radha and Krishna, then the more we perceive how that control in our life is being negative for us. You understand? The more you can see that in your own personal life. Like you can meditate on that today. Think about that control that you have. How is that negative for you? How is that destructive for you? And how is that cutting you from receiving more fully that mercy of the Vaishnavas and Srila Prabhupada? And the more you meditate on this, because we need spiritual intelligence. What does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? With the sword of knowledge, you cut the ignorance at its roots. And through that, then you can be freed from ignorance. But we need knowledge. Yes, exactly. We need knowledge. So the more you cultivate the spiritual intelligence with transcendental knowledge, and the more you will be able to perceive what you have to change in you, what is wrong in you, and what has to come out, what you have to let go, so that you can be more open to receive that mercy. Is that okay? Thank you for your nice questions, very important. Sorry? Yes, please. Beautiful. Beautiful. Sadhu, sadhu. Here is a sadhu. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing with me. Anything else? Jai. Jai the assembled devotees ki. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna.